Hey guys, Brian coming at you here. This video is going to be on the Initial Ascent pack systems. I have had this pack, the Integrous Frame pack with the IA 4K pack itself, for over 2 years now. I've literally put on thousands of miles with this pack on my back between all the training that we do, the rucking and the hiking, and the training that we do for the Beast Mode Archery Challenge events, whitetail hunting, and I want to say at least 4 elk hunts in the last 2 years that we've been on with this pack. I packed out 2 different elk with this exact pack. One was a full calf, and the other one was half of a cow. My buddy and I, he got a cow, he took half and I took half, and we packed that thing out, and he also has an Initial Ascent pack. So this frame and pack system, this is their Invictus frame with the 2K pack. To be totally transparent with this video, Initial Ascent is a sponsor of the Beast Mode Archery Challenge. They have provided me with these pack systems, both for myself to use on my hunts and training, as well as some demo packs for people to use. This pack system, a few people have used it. My wife used it several times this past summer, rucking and whatnot. I actually used this system for whitetail hunting this year. I was kind of forced to use this instead of my usual 4K because a buddy of mine had a pack, an EXO pack that he has sent back in 2 times to the company to have repaired. So I lent him this pack system on one of his hunts, and I used this for whitetail hunting for that week. And I ended up liking it so much that I used it for the entire year of whitetail hunting. So we'll get into that. So first of all, I have used the Tenzing pack. Was my first kind of Western style pack on my first elk hunt. I've used Kifaru, and I've used EXO packs. They all have a time and place. They're all great packs except for the Tenzing pack. I have nothing good to say about that. That's, I think, is probably one of the most horrible packs there is. The EXO and the Kifaru are both really, really good packs. And what you're going to find, even with the Initial Ascent, is that you have to find the pack that works for you. So with the Initial Ascent pack frame here, I have this set up right now with a sandbag in it inside on the cargo carrier for training. I like to train with the actual pack on as well too. But what I really like about the Initial Ascent pack system over both the Kifaru and EXO that I've had is that the frame is very user-friendly. It has a lot of adjustability that you can do really in a matter of a minute or in sometimes seconds. It doesn't take a long time to make adjustments when you have to, depending on the type of load that you're carrying. So that is a huge plus for me, and also for the people that have these packs competing in the Beast Mode Archery Challenge events, because there's times that you need to adjust. We're carrying different weights and stuff like that, and you can make those adjustments so that you are as comfortable as you can be with the pack on. Now, I want to say I believe that any pack feels good with 30, maybe 35 pounds in it. Once you get up to about 40 pounds plus, you can start feeling the difference in the pack system. The thing I like about the Initial Ascent is that it has this load lifter option that you can put the load lifter in 3 different levels on this frame. Some pack systems don't have that option. You're stuck with wherever that goes. So that's a huge benefit to stay comfortable with different loads, especially if you're a taller individual or shorter individual. You can adjust that. So that's a huge plus that I look at in a pack system. The other, I guess, when I have this pack on, it is curved and allows air to go between you and the frame. All the other 3 packs that I've had on are basically stuck to your back, and you take it off and your back is just a sweaty mess and there's no airflow. this system, it has the lumbar pad, and basically up at the shoulders is where it's making contact. So that's one of the first things I noticed when I first was using this a couple years ago, is that the airflow that you get, and it just helps for you to stay cool on those hot hunts. The other stuff that I think is really good, I mean, I'm not going to go into all the features. I'm just kind of going to go over the things that I think are really critical here. Is, again, the features of being able to take the pack on and off really quickly. The system with the frame, with the exposed frame, is that you can quickly take these buckles and slide them through the appropriate loops. Again, very quick, very easy. On a day like today where it's in the 20s, we just got snow, I can do this with gloves on. I don't have to take my gloves off. There's no metal pieces or brackets. These are all plastic and carbon fiber. So little things to pay attention to. Now the couple things that I don't really care about this pack. One is these outside pockets, and I think maybe they've changed them. Again, this pack is 2 years old. Is that this material is not very stretchy. So when this pack is full, when you're going in for a long hunt, and you want to put stuff in here. Right now I can get my hand in here, no problem. But when this is full, your sleeping bag's in here, your sleep system, your tent, all that stuff, I can barely get my fingers in here. So these pockets really are not a waste, but you really have to be smart with how you pack this. Like, I will slip maybe a package of jerky or something that's thin, something that's small that you can just kind of shove in here. It's even difficult just to put in like your rain jacket. You would not be able to get your puffy jacket or anything like that in these pockets. So you kind of want to put stuff in here. When the pack is full, you want to put stuff in here that you don't need to get access to often, because it's going to be hard to get those in and out. Again, hopefully they've improved. It actually has improved. This 2K pack is more flexible. So again, that's something just to be aware of. The other thing that I'm not a huge fan of, and with their pockets here, their side pouch. It's a single zipper side pouch. So when you have your pack on, your bino harness, and you're trying to get this in and out, and it's not a very smooth zipper. I mean, it's waterproof, it's durable. But it'd be nice if there's a double zipper on this. And what I mean by that is, on this frame, on this pack, there's a double zipper here, so you can really open and close it wherever it's at. This, it's either open to the back or closed to the front. So it's not smooth. So these pockets could be improved. Again, maybe they have been improved. This is a 2-year-old system. At least this with this pocket is about 2 years, but something to be aware of. So that's probably my biggest pain, is because, you know, you have snacks in here or something, you have stuff in there that you want to easily get to when you're hiking or when you're hunting, and it's a pain trying to get that with one hand with your bow, and it's just, I've had pockets that were much more user friendly and easier to work with. Let's move on to this Invictus frame. So this frame was, they've designed this to be kind of women specific, or I should say people with shorter frames, shorter torsos. This frame actually was very, very handy for whitetail hunting this year. When you're up in a tree, when you're walking through brush, this smaller frame was much more easy to handle and get around and hang up in a tree. You know, I think it's a difference of, boy, I want to say 2 to 4 inches is the difference between the height on these. Probably pushing, 3 inches or so. That difference was really, you can notice it a lot when hiking through the brush and in thick woods. This would kind of be right up, you know, the base of my ear, that level. This was kind of down by the shoulders. So I definitely want to carry a heavy load with this. I had probably maybe 30 to 40 pounds with all my gear. You know, we take a lot of gear in whitetail hunting. I put my saddle in here. I put my sticks in here, my platform. When it's cold out, I have layers upon layers of clothing. There's just a lot of stuff that you take with when you're going in a long ways on public land whitetail. It's not like you're just drive a four-wheeler up 100 yards and walk the rest of the way. You got to take all the gear with you, especially on an all-day sit. So with that said, probably 30-40 pounds. Would I want to take 100 pounds in this? Probably not, just because it is a shorter frame. I wasn't able to get the load lifters up as high as I can on this frame. So if you are a whitetail hunter, or mostly a whitetail hunter, and you go elk hunting once a year or maybe every other year, you're not elk hunting a lot, but you still need a pack system, and you're not a super tall guy. You know, I'm just shy of 6'4". I'm 5'8", so just a hair under. And this frame, I would be okay with elk hunting with this frame if I'm only elk hunting once in a great while. It's a great frame, but like I said, it does have its cons. This pack, so let's compare the 4K to the 2K. The reason I like the 2K pack probably a little bit better is that this zipper is kind of a horseshoe zipper, where it comes down and all the way up, and you can open and close it wherever the zippers meet. I really like that because you can unzip it and lay it all out, and you know exactly where everything's at, especially for whitetail hunting when you're in a tree and you need to lay stuff out. So that is a really cool system. It's got 2 pockets in here. Probably the one thing I would maybe do a little different with this, and maybe if Dennis and Joe are watching, for whitetail hunting, if you had this wide open, the zippers are at the bottom of the pockets here. I would maybe put a vertical zipper so that things aren't going to fall out. That vertical zipper would work for anything then, for both tree stand hunting and elk hunting or whatever. So there's that. The 4K, it's kind of a big duffel bag with a cinch on the top, and you just shove all your stuff down in from the top. But it also has a zipper on both sides here that you can access what's inside on this side and this side. I would probably like for that zipper to at least have that option to come up here so you can lay it all out and access stuff that way. That's just again a personal preference. Probably the other one of the issues that I have with their cargo carrier, in terms of how we use them for training, not necessarily for hunting, but for training wise. See how quick and easy that was? Now we have access to their load pannier. And that it would be nice if these buckles, these top buckles, could cinch up a little closer to the frame, because there is a lot of slack right here. There's plenty of space to loosen it up and bring that out. But that's usually not an issue, because even with a meat bag in here, it's not going to be a super thick meat bag. It's going to be like the sandbag or maybe a little thicker, and it'd be nice to be able to cinch that up tighter. You can do it with manipulating some of these straps here, but again, I think there's an overabundance of material here, and it could be shortened up somehow. Not an engineer, so that's for those guys to figure that out. But overall, their load pannier is really cool. It's got some accessory straps here, so that if you're just carrying the load pannier and not the pack. You can strap stuff on. There's a pocket in here that you can put stuff in. So again, a very versatile load pannier. Is not just straps that hold something on. There's actual purpose to it, and you can add, you know, you can put extra gear and stuff in there. So this, I guess the lid on these are both the same. It's nice. They've changed the zipper on the lid. Still have food in here from deer hunting. But they changed the lid a little bit. The zipper is now kind of in the center on the top instead of on, trying to like, maybe it's on this end. So that's nice because if you have that open and you go to flip it up, I think all your stuff was falling out. So they've done a good job at fixing that issue. There's a nice little hidden compartment here that you can put your wallet, keys, whatever. There's also a compartment on the bottom side of the lid. That's Velcro. That's designed to put your water bladder in here. I don't usually typically run a bladder, so I put extra stuff in here. This is usually where I put my electronics, like my mobile charger, cords, stuff like that. Things that I don't typically need, but they're here and in a spot that I don't have to get to all the time. So that is my review. These water bottle holders, these are not Initial Ascent. These are a company I got off of Amazon. I like these because I can put different size bottles. I can put my Nalgene in here. I can put just a regular 20-ounce water bottle in these. So I like these over the ones that most pack companies make, or that you can get with your pack, just because you can throw different size water bottles in there. But overall, this pack it has been the most comfortable for me. I would say if I was to rate these packs from the systems that I've used, I would go Initial Ascent as the most comfortable and probably the most versatile. I would say EXO is right there behind them in comfort and ease of usability, but the Initial Ascent, I think personally, it has the capability with the load lifters. It has some features that the EXO doesn't have that I think puts the Initial Ascent above the EXO. Kifaru is another great company. Their pack just didn't fit me the best. So I'd put Kifaru third in line of the packs that I have personally used, but Kifaru does have a lot of bells and whistles. They have a lot of accessories. They have a lot of different packs that you can get with your frame. You know, with both, as far as I can know, as for EXO as of late, they're kind of like Initial Ascent in the sense that they only have a few packs to choose from. Kifaru has, I don't know, seems like a million different packs that you can choose from. So it really comes down to what you're using it for and your taste. I like to be simple and practical, so I think this pack does great for me. If you're a guy that likes to have different pouches and all that kind of stuff, then maybe Kifaru would be a better pack. But for me, this pack fits the best out of the packs I've used. I haven't used all the packs on the market, but in terms of EXO and Kifaru and Tenzing isn't even... I was ready to leave that pack on the mountain and burn it on my first elk hunt because it was so uncomfortable. It felt like I had a gorilla on my back the entire time. So, but that's my review. If you have questions, leave them below. This would be the pack that I will use. I'm not going to say forever, but for the immediate future until I find something that maybe is better, but I'm not looking for anything that's better because this pack does the job. It does the job for both elk hunting and whitetail hunting. So yeah, I guess one other thing, comparing these two, because I know this will be a question. should you get the 4K or the 2K? Having used both, if you're gonna go on I would say, if you're gonna be away from your truck for longer than maybe 3 days, I would probably use the 4K, unless if you're a super light packer and don't need a lot of food, all that kind of stuff. If you're doing more day trips, even an overnight trip, the 2K I think is a great system. And like I said, I like some of the features with the 2K better than the 4K, but to each their own. Maybe the 4K will probably outshine the 2K is if you are, elk hunting or some type of high mountain hunting where you're using a spotting scope and tripod. That's where you're probably going to for sure want to jump up to the 4K. Again, unless if you're only going day trips, then you can probably get all that in this one. So it's kind of a toss up there. It really depends on what you're going to use it for. I always tend to go a little bit bigger on most of my stuff just to have that extra room. So that's it. Check out Initial Ascent at initialascent.com. If you have any questions, please leave them below or shoot them, email them to me at beastmodearchery@gmail.com. Hope this was halfway entertaining for you, and hopefully it answered some of your questions, but they're great packs. Hope to see you at one of the events this year. Check out beastmodearcherychallenge.com.